Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Red Door Yoga Mini Sutra series online. Today, I wanted to talk to you about the omnipresence of uncertainty. Now, we've been living through a pandemic for about 10 months now, I think, if you want to call it that, based on when the first lockdown occurred here in Canada and in most places in the world. And it's therefore brought about a real awareness of the idea of uncertainty, that there's so much we don't know. How are things going to go a week from now? Are you going to be able to travel in the next few months? Do you book a trip? Do you not book a trip? Is that conference that you were interested in going to actually take place this year? Do we need to write off 2021? In terms of those things. Like, there's a lot of uncertainty, okay? When will you see your family members again in person? None of us really know the answers to that. We're making plans. We are hoping for the best. We're seeing what happens. We're watching the numbers, and we don't know. So it can really feel like we are living with a tremendous amount of uncertainty that wasn't there previously. And while I will agree with that to a certain extent, I also disagree with it. And what I mean by that is, maybe the specifics of the uncertainty that we appear to be dealing with are unique, but uncertainty is always there. There's so much snap my fingers, the pandemic is over, or it didn't even come yet. Life is uncertainty. There are things that you think you know. There are things that you think you have control over, that you think you can predict, yet it's uncertain. You might have a job and you might think that you're going to go to work tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that. Again, we're taking the pandemic out of it, but you don't actually know that to be the case. You don't know how the company you're working for is really doing. Maybe they may close their doors and you might find that out in the morning when you head in. You don't know if you're suddenly going to get news about your health that you weren't expecting. You don't know if maybe you might win the lottery. It's not all gloom and doom, right? Okay? But the point is that uncertainty has always been there. It's omnipresent. It is always present in all things. So if you are currently feeling overwhelmed by uncertainty as we're going through this pandemic, it's because of how you've chosen to view life pre-pandemic versus pandemic. You're choosing to notice the uncertainty now, but not notice it in your regular life, your non-pandemic life. But the uncertainty has always been there. So if you have been getting along in your non-pandemic life quite fine with the amount of uncertainty that exists for all of us on a regular basis, you can do so as well in the midst of a pandemic. The ability to get along despite the uncertainties, that's just a choice that we make. You are not fated to be stressed about uncertainty. If you can accept uncertainty, if you can accept that it is just a natural part of living, and you can let go of the need to ask for complete control in all of these areas in your life, you'd be amazed at how well you do emotionally with the day in, day out. You'd be amazed how okay you are not knowing if you're going to see your parents 3 months from now, if the conference that you're interested in is going to take place, not knowing if that flight that you booked is going to be utilized. You can be completely comfortable in the face of all of that uncertainty. You just need to learn to accept the world as it is and move along. Move along with a joy, because in uncertainty, there's also excitement. You don't know what's going to happen, and that's exciting. So it's either stressful and depressing, or it can be exciting and interesting. You've done it before in your everyday life before the pandemic began, and you can do it right now in the midst of the pandemic as well. I hope that was helpful, everyone. And I hope you enjoyed your holidays. I look forward to chatting with you more about this and other yoga philosophy topics. If you have questions, please put them in the comments section. If you have thoughts, I'd love to read them. If you enjoyed the video and you found it helpful, please share it with others. For example, today as I talked about the omnipresence of uncertainty and I related it directly to what's happening with the pandemic, there are so many people who are in the position where they are overwhelmed and stressed about the uncertainty that they're facing. Share this video with them. Let them consider life differently. It might make an incredible difference to them. Thank you, everyone. And I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Namaste.